So hello everyone, welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to perform a landuse landcover change detection analysis using Landsat 8 and Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper in ArcGIS Pro. So now let's get started. So now let me explain about the Landsat 8 image here. So the Landsat 8 image has 11 different bands. So it has an 8 band of 30 meter resolution and 1 band of panchromatic image of 15 meter resolution and 2 thermal infrared bands of 100 meter resolution. The Landsat 8 image is available from 2013 onwards. The dataset is available in USGS Earth Explorer, where you can able to download your Landsat 8 image. And the link will be given in the description to how to download the Landsat 8 image from USGS Earth Explorer. And similarly, the Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper. So Landsat 4.5 TM image data, that is thematic mapper, consists of 7 spectral bands. The resolution is 30 meter for 1 to 7 bands. And band 6 is of 120 meter resolution. That is the thermal infrared band. So in the Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper, it has 6 bands of 30 meter resolution and 1 band of 100 meter, 120 meter resolution. And the link will be given in the description to how to download the Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper from the official website USGS Earth Explorer. So now let me get back to ArcGIS Pro. So here in the content section you can able to visualize we have two different layers. So one layer here represents the Landsat 8 image of 2021. It has around 7 different classes starting from dense vegetation, water body, buildup, barren, fallow and floodplain. And similarly, the Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper of 2001, it has a similar 7 classes starting from dense vegetation, water body, barren land, buildup, fallow land and floodplain. Now you can able to see this is our Landsat 8 image of 2021 and this is Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper of 2001. So for both the layers, that is for Landsat 8 as well as Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper, we have performed a supervised image classification using ArcGIS Pro, and the link will be given in the description to how to perform a supervised image classification using ArcGIS Pro software. So now let's get started. So we're going to prepare a landuse landcover change detection analysis over the time period from 2001 to 2021. So now navigate to this layer, Landsat 8 image of 2021. So you're going to right click and click this option called attribute table. And now here in the attribute table, you can able to visualize we have three field here, OID, value and count fields. And now we're gonna create a field here. So for that, we're gonna navigate to this option here, add field. We're gonna click this option here. So once you did that, a new window will pop up in the attribute table here. So I'm gonna enter the field name as LULC 2021. So now I have entered the field name as LULC 2021. I'm gonna select my data type to be the text. So once you did that, we're going to navigate to the top section here in here. So we're going to navigate to the top section here, save. So you're going to click save. So once you've applied your save here, you can navigate to this window here, Landsat 8 image 2021 of attribute table here. So now here a new field created, LULC 2021. So you're going to close this. So once you did that, we're going to create another field. So for that, we're going to click this option called add. So now we're going to create a new field. So we're going to enter the field name as value 1. So in that, and now we're going to select the data type to be the short integer. Let me click this. So once you did that, so we're going to navigate to the top section here. So we're going to click this option called save to create a new field. So now in this layer, we have created two different fields, LULC 2021 and value 1. So now here in the LULC 2021, I'm going to enter the classes here. That is, first one here, the value 1 here represents the dense vegetation and followed by the 144 here, which represents our vegetation. So you can compare from here. So the value 1 represents dense vegetation and 144 here represents the vegetation and followed by the 145 here, water body, and 299 represents the buildup and 446 represents the barren land, and 494 which represents the fallow land, and last 538 represents the floodplain. So now I'm going to enter the value here. So we're going to double click here. So now we are ready to write. So let me enter as dense vegetation. So now I have entered as dense vegetation, and similarly we're going to double click and we're going to enter as vegetation, and followed by we're going to double click here. We're going to write as a water body. So in the last we're going to enter as floodplain. So now I have entered all the classes here, and now we're going to navigate to this field called value 1. So now here in the value 1 field here, I'm going to enter my value as 1 here for the field for this class dense vegetation, and similarly for the vegetation I'm going to enter the value as 2, and for water body I'm going to enter 3, and for build up we're going to enter 4, and barren land followed by barren land we have 5, and fallow it's 6, and at last the floodplain I'm going to enter as 7. So now I have entered the values for our classes here. So in case you have created an extra field here, so to remove that we're going to click this area here, and we're going to right click and click this option called delete. Yes. And now here you can able to see we have deleted the unwanted field here. So here the value 1 represents dense vegetation, the value 2 here represents vegetation, and 3 represents water body, and followed by the 7 represents the floodplain. So now we're going to close this attribute table. And similarly, we're going to perform the similar set of procedure for our Landsat 4.5 thematic image of 2001. So for that, we're going to navigate to this layer here. I'm going to right click and we're going to select attribute table. So now we're going to create a new field here. So now here in the Landsat 4.5 thematic image of 2001, so you can able to see in the attribute table we have 3 different fields. The one table represents the one field here represents OID and value field and count field. So now to add a field in this particular attribute table, we're gonna click this option called add, and now we're gonna enter the name as field name as LULC 2001, LULC 2001, and we're gonna select the data type to be. So we're gonna select the data type to be short here. So once you did that, we're gonna navigate to this option here. We're gonna click this option called save. So once we have clicked click that option called save, so the new field has been created here. And similarly, we're gonna create another field. We're gonna click this option called add, and now we're gonna enter the field name as. So now here I have instead of selecting the text as data type for LULC 2001, I have selected the long. So to make the changes, I'm gonna first delete this field here, and similarly I'm gonna delete this field too. And now I'm gonna add a new field here. I'm gonna click here to add a new field. So now we're gonna enter as LULC 2001. So once you created a field called LULC 2001, we're gonna select the data type to be text. And now we're gonna add a new field. So the name of this field called. So we're gonna enter the field called value 1. And we're gonna select the data type to be short. So once you've selected your created your field and selected your data type, we're going to navigate to this option here, click save. So now we're going to navigate to this option here. We're going to close this. So now here a new field created, that is LULC 2001, and the new field called value 1. So now we're going to enter the name for the LULC classes here. So the value 1 here represents the dense vegetation. So to enter the name, we're going to double click and we're going to enter as dense vegetation. And similarly, the next we're going to enter as vegetation. And next we're going to enter as water body. And next we're going to enter as barren land. So here it is barren land here. I'm going to enter as barren land. And last we're going to enter build up, fallow land and floodplain. So last here I'm going to enter as floodplain. And similarly I'm going to enter the values here. So first here represents value 1 plus dense vegetation, followed by the vegetation is value 2. And now here I have entered the values. So dense vegetation is 1, vegetation is 2, water body is 3, and barren land is 5, and build up is 4, and fallow land is 6, and floodplain is 7. So from this image you can able to see here Landsat 8 image of 2021. The order of classes is starting from dense vegetation, water body, build up, barren and fallow, and floodplain. Here dense vegetation, water body and barren. So in this here there is a water body. After water body it is build up, and here after water body it is barren. So for that I have entered as 5 here to maintain the same sequence for numbering for each classes. So for that I have given a barren for 5 for both this layer. But the order of sequence in the Landsat 4.5 thematic image of 2001 is there's a slight shift in that. So for that I have entered as 5 and 4. You can able to see here. Here there is a barren and here there is a build up. So for that I have entered 3, 5 and 4. So once you did that, we're going to navigate to the edit section here and we're going to click this option called save. Yes. And let me close this. And now we're going to perform our LULC change detection analysis. So now we're going to start with our Landsat 8 image of 2021. So now we're going to navigate to this option called edit in the view section here. And in that, we're going to click this option called geoprocessing. So once you did that, a window pops up saying geoprocessing. So in that, we're going to click this option here, toolboxes. And we're going to navigate to this option called conversion tools. So in conversion tools, so we're going to select this particular tool called from raster, and we're going to select this particular tool called raster to polygon. So let me double click. So this is our raster to polygon tool. So now here I'm going to insert my raster. So the input raster will be our Landsat 8 image of 2021. So now in the field section, I'm going to select the value 1. And now choose your output for a file location where you would like to save this file. So now I have navigated to the folder location where I could like to save my file here. I'm going to enter as raster to polygon 2021. So now I have entered as raster to polygon 2021. I'm going to click this option called save. So once you did that, we're going to click this option called run. So it's going to convert our raster to a polygon. Let me close this attribute table. So now here it is converted to a raster to polygon. So you can able to see this. And now we're going to navigate to this layer that is raster to polygon. I'm going to right click and click this option called attribute table. So here you can able to visualize we have our grid codes 4, 5 and 1. So 1 here represents the dense vegetation. So each of this grid code here represents our LULC class of Landsat 8 image of 2021. So 1 represents dense vegetation and 2 represents the vegetation, and here the 4 represents the build up, and 5 here represents our barren land, and 6 represents the fallow land, and 7 represents the floodplain. So now let me dissolve this grid code together. So let me navigate to my dissolve tool. So let me close this. So here I'm gonna search by dissolve. So I'm gonna click this first result, dissolve. So the input features will be our raster to polygon. And now I'm gonna choose my output file location. So now I have navigated to my folder location. So I'm gonna enter as dissolve 2021. So now I have entered as dissolve 2021. I'm going to click save. So once you did that, we're going to select the dissolve field. So the dissolve field will be the grid code. So once you've selected your dissolve field, we're going to navigate to this option here called run. We're going to click run. So now our dissolve tool has completed. So we have our layer dissolve 2021. Now we're going to navigate to this layer dissolve 2021. We're going to right click and we're going to click this option called attribute table. So in that you can able to see here we have dissolved our grid code. You can able to see that. So 1 represents dense vegetation and 3 represents water body and 5 here represents the barren land and 7 represents the floodplain. So let me close this. So now we're going to add 2 fields in our dissolve layer 2021. So we're going to right click on our dissolve layer 2021 and click this option called attribute table. And in that we're going to add a new field here. We're going to click this option called add field. So once you did that, we're gonna here able to see here. So here we're gonna enter our name, that is LULC 2021. So now I have entered as LULC 2021, and the data type will be it's gonna select text. So to select the data type, you have to double click. So once you are selected, you are entered your field name and data type, and we're gonna navigate to this option here, that is save. So it's gonna apply the changes here, and the changes will be reflected in our dissolve 2021. So here you can able to see we have created a field called LULC 2021. And similarly, we're gonna add another field here. We're gonna click add field and we're gonna enter as area 2021. So we're gonna enter as area 2021. And the data type we're gonna select to be it will be short. So once you entered your field name and the data type, I'm gonna navigate this option here, save. Let me close this. So we have created 2 fields, LULC 2021 and area 2021. So now we're going to enter the LULC classes here. So the grid code 1 of 1 represents dense vegetation. And similarly, the grid code of 2 here represents vegetation. And now here I have entered all the classes. So grid 1 dense vegetation, grid 4 is of build up, and grid 7 is of floodplain. So now we're going to calculate the area. So now to calculate area, we have to right click on this field here. We navigate to this option called calculate geometry. And now, so before we're gonna proceed calculating our area, make sure that you save your edits here. So I'm gonna click this option. Make sure that you save your edits. We're gonna click this option here, edits, and in that we're gonna click this option called save. Click yes, and now it's gonna save the edits here. So now we're gonna right click on this field and click this option called calculate geometry. And now here we're gonna select the layer dissolve. Now select your field, that is area 2021. In that we're going to calculate area. And now we're going to select the area units. So we're going to select in square kilometers. You can select your units of your choice. So for now we're going to select square kilometers. And in the coordinate system we're going to select current map. And now we're going to click OK. So now we have our areas here. So dense vegetation is around 915 square kilometers, and vegetation is around 1259 square kilometers, and floodplain is around 518 square kilometers. And now make sure that you save your edits. So navigate to the edit section here and we're gonna click. So it is already saved here. So now we have calculated our area for LULC 2021 of Landsat 8 image, and we're going to apply the similar set of procedure to our Landsat 45 thematic mapper of 2001. So first we're going to navigate to our geoprocessing section here. So you can navigate to in this option here, view section. In that we can click this option called geoprocessing. And in that we're going to receive this windows called geoprocessing here. And first we're going to search a tool called the conversion tools. So we're going to click this option here, toolbox, and here you can able to see here there is a conversion tool. In that we're going to select from raster. We're going to select this particular tool called raster to polygon. Now the input raster will be the Landsat 45 TM image 2001, and the field we're going to select will be the value 1. So this will be our field value 1. So once you did that, we're going to choose your folder location where you could like to save this file. And now I have navigated to the folder location, so I'm going to save as raster to polygon 2001. So now I'm going to click this option called save. So once you did that, we're going to navigate to this option here, run, and we're going to click run. So it's going to convert our raster to polygon. And now it has completed converting our raster to a polygon. You can able to see here. So the layer is available here, raster to polygon. So now we're going to navigate to our raster to polygon of 2001. We're going to right click and click this option called attribute table. So in the attribute table, you can able to see here the grid codes. So the grid code of 2 here represents vegetation, and the grid code of 6 here represents the fallow land, and 5 here represents the barren land. So these are the grid codes representing our LULC classes. So now let me close this. And now to next step is to navigate to the dissolve tool. So in the geoprocessing, we're going to search by dissolve. We're going to click enter here. So click the first result, dissolve data management tool. And now we're going to input feature will be our raster to polygon 2001. And let me choose the output folder location where I would like to save this file. And now I have navigated to the folder location. I'm going to save as dissolve 2001. And now I have entered as dissolve 2001. I'm going to click save. And choose your dissolve field here. So the dissolve field, I'm going to select the grid code. And now once you did that, we're going to navigate to this option called run here and click run. So the dissolve tool has ran here. You can able to see here. And we have our layer that is dissolve 2001. So now we're going to navigate to this layer to dissolve 2001. We're going to right click and click this option called attribute table. And in that, you can able to see here, we have dissolved our fields. So the grid code of 1 represents dense vegetation, and grid code of 7 here represents the floodplain. And now we're going to add two fields. The first field will be the LULC 2001. So we're going to enter the field name as LULC 2001. So we entered as LULC 2001. The data type will be it's text. And once you did that, we're going to click this option called save. So it's going to apply the changes. And similarly, you're going to add another field here. Click this option here. And I'm going to add the area 2001. So now I'm going to enter as area 2001. And the data type will be the short integer, the short. And once you did that, we're going to navigate, save. So it's going to apply the changes. And let me close this. And similarly, in the edit section, make sure that you save your edits. And now in the LULC 2001, I'm going to enter the classes. So the 1 represents dense vegetation, 2 represents vegetation, and 3 represents water body, and 6 here represents fallow land, and 7 represents floodplain. I'm going to enter the name here. So now we're going to double click here, and I'm going to enter the name dense vegetation. And now I have entered a different the LULC classes. The grid code of 1 represents dense vegetation, and grid code of 4 represents build-up, and grid code of 7 here represents floodplain. And similarly, you're going to save this edits here. So once you've saved your edits, make sure that you click save, click yes. And now we're going to calculate our area here. So for that, we're going to click this option on area 2001. We're going to right click, and we're going to click this option called calculate geometry. And in that, we're going to select the input feature will be the dissolve 2001, and the field will be area 2001, and the property we're going to select area. And now next we're going to select the units. So we're going to select square kilometers, and the coordinate system we're going to select will be current map. And now once you did that, we're going to click OK. So and it's going to calculate our area for each of this LULC classes. And now we have our area here. So in 2001, the dense vegetation was around 58 square kilometers, and vegetation was around 1569 square kilometers, and the buildup was around 1859 square kilometers, and the floodplain is around 39 square kilometers. So now let us proceed towards calculating our land use land cover change detection. So now navigate to the geoprocessing tool section here, and in that we're going to search by intersect. So now we're going to click the first result, intersect analysis 2. And now here in the input feature, we're going to select our dissolve 2001, and next we're going to select our dissolve 2021. And now I'm going to save my output file location. I'm going to click this browse section here, and now here I'm going to enter as intersect vector. I have entered as intersect vector. I'm going to click save. So once you did that, we're going to click this option called run. So our intersect tool has run here. So you can able to see here in the content section. So you're going to right click and click this option called attribute table. So now we're going to view our intersect layer. So now here in the attribute table, you can able to visualize here. So we have our grid code and of LULC 2001 and its area, and similarly the grid code and LULC 2021 and its area. So we have intersected our dissolve 2000 and dissolve 2021, and now let us calculate the change detection. So now we're going to create a new field here. So we're going to add a field. So we're going to click this option called add field, and now we're going to add a field called change detection. So let me enter as change detection. So I have written in the short form of change detection. So we're going to select the data type to be text. And now we're going to create another field here. We're going to add another field. So we're going to enter the field name as area change. So now let me enter the data type for the area change. I'm going to select double. And now we're going to navigate to this option here and click save. So it's going to apply the changes. So it's going to create a new layer. We're going to click the intersect vector here. I'm going to close this. And let me reduce this. And we have created two fields. One is change detection, and second field is area change. So we have two fields. One is change detection, and second was area change from 2001 to 2021. And now we're going to right click on change detection field here, and we're going to navigate to this option called calculate field. And now this is our window called calculate field. So now in the input table, make sure that you select intersect vector, and in the field name we're going to select change detection, and the expression type we're going to select as VB script. So now we're going to select LULC 2001 here, and next we're going to select LULC 2021. And now between the 2001 and 2021, we're going to add two plus signs. Let me remove this here. We're going to add a plus sign here. Let me remove some spaces here. And between the plus signs, we're going to add a minus sign here. Let me remove the space here. Going to add a minus sign. And now we're going to add double quotes between the left side of minus sign and the right side of minus sign. So let me add double quotes here. And make sure that I give some space between the LULC 2001 and plus sign. And so we're going to click apply and click OK. So we have our field here, change detection. Let me expand this. And now here we have our change detection. Let me expand this here. You can able to see in the field change detection. You can able to see the changes here. So from dense vegetation to dense vegetation, dense vegetation to vegetation, dense vegetation to water body, and dense to build up. And you can see the different changes that is observed here. And now let us calculate the area change. So for that, we can navigate our area change field here. So now we're going to right click on this area change, and we're going to navigate to this option called calculate geometry. And in that, it's loading up. So input feature will be our intersect vector, and the field will be the area change. So the property we're going to select will be area, and next we're going to select units. So units are going to select as square kilometers. You can select a unit of your choice. You're going to select square kilometers, and the coordinate systems is going to be the current map, that is WGS 1984 UTM zone 44 north. And now we're going to click OK. So it's calculating the geometry attributes. So we're going to visualize the area change here. So now we have our area change here. You can able to see that. And this is our area change between 2001 to 2021. So from 2001 to 2021, the area change from dense vegetation, it is about 42.34 square kilometers. And from dense vegetation to build up, it's around 0.57 square kilometers. And from dense vegetation to floodplain is around 0.209 square kilometers. So you can observe the different change detection here. So now you can able to visualize the change detection from 2001 to 2021. It is clearly given here with the area change clearly indicated here. And the change in the LULC classes also are highlighted in this field of change detection, from either it's from vegetation to dense vegetation or vegetation to build up, and the amount of area change being clearly stated here. So the LULC change detection is being clearly highlighted from 2001 to 2021 with the amount of area change it's been indicated in this field in area change. So now we're going to select all this. So we're going to copy this data and we're going to plot it in Excel, and we're going to visualize the result in graphically. And now we're going to select all this data. So now I have selected all this data. So I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to open the Excel. So this is the Excel. So now I'm going to paste the values here. So now you can able to see that. And now let me remove the unwanted fields here. So I'm going to leave it only the change detection and area change. I'm going to delete all of the fields here. Let me delete this. So I have deleted it. So now I'm going to arrange this data here. And now I'm going to select this fields here. Let me select. So once you selected all your fields here, we're going to navigate this option insert, and in that we're going to click this option called pivot table. So now we have this window, pivot table from table or range. And now here we're going to select existing worksheet here. So let me select here, and we're going to click OK. So now here in the change detection, I'm gonna change the change detection analysis. I'm gonna drag and paste it up. I'm gonna drop it in rows, and similarly, I'm gonna select my area change and I'm gonna drag and drop it in the value here. So I'm gonna drop in sum of values. So I have dragged my change detection and placed it in the row section, and similarly, the area change square kilometers. I have dragged and dropped it in the sum values. So once you did that, we're going to copy this entire thing here. Let me copy this. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to select Control C to copy this, and let me drag this here somewhere, and I'm going to paste this value here. I'm going to click this, right click, and we're going to select this option. And now we're going to arrange this. And here you can able to see the change detection. This is the change detection, and this is the area change. I'm going to give the heading here as change detection, and heading in this side will be area change. And now here you can able to visualize the change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021 and the area change in square kilometers. So you can able to see the change detection from barren to barren land is around 195.34 square kilometers from 2001 to 2021, and similarly from build up to barren land and from build up to build up it is around 817.64 square kilometers from 2001 to 2021. And similarly, from dense vegetation to build up, it is around 0.57 square kilometers. And from dense vegetation to water body, it is around 0.13 square kilometers. So now let us visualize this result graphically. I'm going to select this entire table here, and now navigate to this option called insert here, and in that we're going to click this option called insert column or bar chart, and in that we're going to select the 2D bar. So now we're going to click this option called 2D bar here, the clustered bar. So this is our graph. So let us visualize this graph here. Let me expand this. So this is the graph. So one axis here represents the change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021. That is water body to floodplain and water body to dense vegetation. And here on this axis here represents the area change from 2001 to 2021. So you can able to view here highest level of areas being indicated in this part from build up to build up. It is around more than 800 square kilometers of area. From 2001 to 2021, the change has been observed. Now let me show you the exact value here. So you're going to click this option, data labels, and now you can able to visualize the exact numbers here. So it is around, you can see, it is around 817.64 square kilometers of area from 2001 to 2021. The change has been observed from build up to build up. So you can able to see here in this section here, from barren land to dense vegetation, it has grown from 341.84 square kilometers of area. And similarly here you can able to see this here, from vegetation to fallow land, it is increased from 454.656 square kilometers, and from vegetation to build up it has increased from 425.42 square kilometers. And you can able to see that. So this data also indicates here the vegetation also increased significantly, that is around 518.818 square kilometers from 2001 to 2021. So now we're going to save this, and now let me get back to ArcGIS Pro. So we're going to clear the selections here, and now let me close this attribute table. I'm going to rename the intersect vector as change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021. So now I have renamed as change detection from 2001 to 2021. And now we're going to navigate to this layer, change detection analysis, and right click and click this option called properties, and in that navigate to this option called display. In display field we're going to click this option called change detection, and now we're going to click OK. And now we're going to right click on this layer, and we're going to navigate to this option called symbology, and in that we're going to select this primary symbology. We're going to select as unique values, and in the field we're going to select the change detection. So now we can able to see here the changes. So you can able to see here the changes from barren land to barren land indicated in this color. So here this particular indicates from barren land to barren land, the change detection from barren land to barren land to build up, and barren land to floodplain, and similarly the build up to barren land, and build up to vegetation, and build up to water bodies. So it's clearly highlighted here from dense vegetation to dense vegetation, and dense vegetation to water body. So now we're gonna choose a color for it here. So for barren we're gonna indicate in yellow color. Let me select the yellow color here, and from barren to build up, so the build up is indicated in red color. Select red, and dense vegetation we're gonna add as a dark color, a dark green color. We select this particular color here, and from barren to fallow lands should be indicated as orange, and similarly the floodplain, barren to floodplain, should be indicated in brown, and from barren land to vegetation should be indicated in light green. So this is the color we're going to give it for barren, build up, dense vegetation, fallow, and floodplain and vegetation. So now this is in vector format. So now let us convert to a raster format. For that we're going to navigate to the geoprocessing tool section here, and in that we're going to select this particular tool, the toolbox. We're going to navigate to this tools called conversion tools. You can able to see here. So we're going to select this particular tool called to raster, and in that we're going to select from polygon to raster. Let me select this tool here. So now the input feature will be the change detection analysis 2001 to 2021, and now in the value field we're going to select the change detection, and now choose your output file location. So now I have entered as change detection. We're going to click save. So make sure that you enter .tif, and let me enter the cell assignment type to be the cell default value, and cell size you're going to select it's going to be 30 meters. Now leave the rest as the default, and we're going to click this option called run. So it has now almost completed the polygon to raster here. So it has converted from polygon to raster. Now let me check this layer out here. I'm going to minimize it. So this is a raster change detection. Let me place it on the top here. So let us rename this as raster change detection analysis. So now I have renamed as raster change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021. So now I'm going to right click, and we're going to navigate to this option called symbology, and in that we're going to select this value from unique. We're going to select so the unique values we have selected as unique values, and the field we have select change detection. So now let me click this arrow here. So now we're going to give it a color. For dense vegetation we're going to give as a dark green color. Let me select the dark green, and for vegetation we're going to give a light green color, and for water body we're going to give the blue color here. We select blue, and for build up we're going to give it as a red color, and we select a light red color here, this particular one. And for bare end we're going to select yellow color, and for fallow land we're going to select orange, and for floodplain we're going to select as a brown color. And for similarly this set of again we're going to select for dense we're going to select dark green, vegetation light green, water body is blue, build up red, bare end is yellow, fallow is orange, and floodplain is brown. So I'm going to give it the color for all this here. Let me give it the color. So now I have managed to give the color for dense vegetation as a dark green, and for vegetation as light green, and for water as blue, and build up red, and barren and yellow, and fallow and orange, and floodplain and brown. And similarly the same set of classes are given the same set of color here from top to bottom. You can able to see that. And this is a raster layer, that is change detection analysis. This is raster, and this is the vector layer. And now we have managed to find the change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021. So now let us take a look at our Landsat 8 of 2021 here. So this is our Landsat 8 of 2021, and you can able to see here. Let me zoom here, zoom into this part of the study area. This is 2021 image, and let me turn this off. And this is 2001 of Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper. You can able to view here there is a significant gain in the dense vegetation compared to 2001 versus 2021 here, and the water body has also been increased compared to the 2001 the Landsat 4.5 map image. In that you can see the cumulative water bodies comparatively is less compared to the 2021 image, and also has a more dense vegetation. And also the settlement has been observed to be increased. For example, let me turn off this 2021 layer. This is 2001 image, and this is 2021 image. There's a rise in the build-up areas in this study area here. And similarly in this part of the area, let us observe the change. You can see that the water body has been increased, as well as the build-up areas have been increased significantly in 2021 compared to 2001. So in this video, we have managed to find the change detection analysis from 2001 to 2021 using Landsat 8 image and Landsat 4.5 thematic mapper. So we have managed to find the change detection as well as the area change that is for this study area from 2001 to 2021. So in this video, I have shown you how to perform a LULC change detection analysis using Landsat imagery in ArcGIS Pro. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe to our channel and give us a like.